Hey guys, welcome to our AFC Move class. We have a good full body workout for you today. Some cardio movements, full body strength movements. It's a little higher intensity of a workout. So we're gonna work at reps 15 to 20, increasing that intensity, some high impact movements in between each strength-based exercise, and a good full body workout. So let's get it started. We'll start with our warm up and then we'll get our workout started. For weights today, you'll want some dumbbells. So something heavy and something light if you have them. So we'll grab those. So grabbing your weights. You might want a mat as well. We have some core work and we'll do down on our mat. So grab that stuff and we'll get started our workout, our warm up, and then I'll explain the workout as we get there. So starting with some big arm circles. And now switching directions. Now some hip circles, so opening up those hips like you're stepping over a fence, keeping that balance. And now switching directions, so turning in. Now some step back lunges, so stepping back into that lunge, alternating sides. Now lunging to the side, so stepping to the side, sending those hips back, and alternating sides. Now down for some squats. Coming down to plank, reaching one foot forward, and then alternating sides. Now onto our hands and knees, twisting, reaching through, and back up. And now switching sides. And now standing up for our warm up with some jumping jacks. Some skaters. Drop squats. And the leg jog on the spot. Okay, awesome job. We'll get started. So we have 2 rounds today, working with 6 exercises, 15 to 20 reps, and then a cardio movement in between each strength-based exercise for 30 seconds. So our 2 cardio movements today are going to be drop squats and a jog on the spot. So dropping down into that squat, jumping back up, and then skaters. So side to side, nice and fast, powering off that leg. And then I'll explain each strength-based movement as we go through. Our first one is going to be a chest press. So if you have 2 dumbbells and a mat, we're going to start down on the ground. So you're going to start with those dumbbells directly over your chest, coming down, elbows by your side, nice and slow and controlled, fist to ceiling, pressing back up. So nice and controlled, and then back up. So we'll get started this movement, pushing your low back into the ground, core engaged, belly button to spine, heels into the ground, and let's get started. So anywhere from 15 to 20 reps, depending what kind of weight you have. So pressing down and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome job. Now we're going to stand up and we're going to start our cardio movement. So our first one, we have our drop squats. So again, 30 seconds. We'll get started in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So dropping down into that squat, standing back up. So you can jump back in or stepping back in. Or you can step out and step back in. Just keep moving, get that heart rate up. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. Awesome job. On to our next movement. It's leg focused, so we have a lateral lunge. You can hold your weight at your chest or do it with no weight at all. We're going to step to the side into that lunge, pushing those hips back, pushing into that heel, and then alternating sides. So again, stepping in, keeping that core engaged. So let's get started. Again, 15 to 20 reps. Make sure you're consistent on each leg. So 1, 2, I'm going to do 16, 8 per leg, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Awesome job. Time for our cardio. So we have our skaters now. So we're gonna get started in about 10 seconds. So side to side, keep those arms moving. If you wanna make it more challenging, you can get nice and low and aim to touch the ground. Just keep moving, get that heart rate up, and we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So side to side, powering off that leg, catching that balance, moving back and forth. Great work, last 10 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. Awesome job. Moving on to our next movement, we have a bicycle crunch. So working that core, we'll be down on our mats for this movement. So you're gonna be lying on your back, opposite knee to elbow, and then switching sides. So getting that shoulder blade off the ground, crunching to one side, and then switching. So nice and controlled, working that core. Let's get started. Again, 15 to 20 reps. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome job. Now we're gonna stand back up for our next bonus, which we have our drop squats. So 30 seconds of drop squats, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So dropping down into that squat and back up. So again, most challenging will be jumping down, jumping back up, less impact, jumping down, stepping back in, or just stepping and back. So pick a variation that works for you. Get that heart rate up. Last 10 seconds. Awesome job, great work. So our fourth strength-based movement is going to be back to arms. We have our dumbbell snatch. So grabbing that dumbbell, you're gonna start with your dumbbell between your legs. You're gonna start with, your feet are going to be a little wider than shoulder width apart. You're going to pick up that dumbbell back nice and straight, pulling up overhead, keeping the dumbbell nice and close, bringing it back down, and alternating sides. Okay, so let's get started. Again, 15 to 20 reps, starting in 3, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. So from the side, pulling straight up overhead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, keeping that back nice and straight, 12, I'm going to do 16, 8 first side, 13, 14, last 2, 15, 16. Awesome work. Now we're going to go back to our skaters for our 30 seconds of cardio, starting in 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So working side to side, keep moving, keep those arms moving. Again, if you want to challenge yourself, getting nice and low, or just keeping that balance. Great work, 20 seconds left. Get some music back on over here. Last 10. 3, 2, and rest. Awesome job. Now we're going to move on to our next exercise. We're back down on our mats. We have our glute raise. So lying on your back. Option to grab a dumbbell to set on your hips or your weight, whatever you have. So pressing your heels into the ground and then lowering back down. So we'll get started in 3, 2, let's go. So 1, 2, pushing those knees out, squeezing your glutes at the top, holding. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last one, 15. Awesome job. So now we're standing back up for our cardio high intensity movement. We'll get started in 10 seconds, 30 seconds of work. We have back to our drop squat. So starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So again, pick the variation that works for you. Just keep moving, get that heart rate up. Awesome job, last 10 seconds. And rest. Great work, we're on to movement number 6, so our last movement of this round. We have our plank pull-throughs. So we're going to use our dumbbell for this movement. You're going to be in plank position. So pulling that dumbbell through, opposite arm to the other side. So you're going to keep those hips even. Again, the wider your feet, the easier it will be. You want to keep those hips nice and even, not leaning to one side as you switch arms. And we'll get started. So again, I'm going to do 8 per side. So a total of 16. 1. Keeping that core engaged. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last 2, 15, 16. Awesome job. Now we're going to go back to our skaters, 30 seconds. Last skaters of this round. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So that's 30 seconds of round 1. Keep moving. And rest. Awesome job. So that was the end of round 1. We have one more round to go. So same workout, we'll repeat it all over again. We'll take a quick rest and get started in about 30 seconds. So grab a drink of water, catch your breath, and we'll get back to it. So again, stay consistent with your reps. Whatever rep scheme you picked, keep it consistent. I keep every variation the same, but challenge yourself, so push a bit faster. If you can go faster, get that heart rate up. We're gonna get started in 10 seconds. So we're starting down on our mats with our chest press. So we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So pressing down nice and controlled, back up. So pushing that low back into the ground, core engaged. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, last 2, 14, 15. Awesome job. Now we're standing back up, 30 seconds of high impact movement. So we have our drop squats to start, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's get going. So again, pick a variation that works for you. Most challenging, jumping out and back in. Less impact, jumping out, stepping back in. Or stepping out and stepping in, down into that squat. Or if that squat you find it too much, you can just do fast feet as well as another option. And rest. Awesome work. Next movement, we have our lateral lunge. So again, you can hold your weight if you want, or without holding that weight at your chest, or without just holding your hands by your side or in front. We're gonna get started. So again, 15 to 20 reps. I'm gonna do a total of 16, 8 per side. Just keeping that core engaged. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Awesome job. Now we have our 30 seconds of high impact. So we're back to our skaters. So getting started in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So side to side, keep those arms moving, go nice and fast. Awesome job, last 5 seconds. And rest. Great work. Now we're down on our mats for our third movement, which is our bicycle crunch, working that core. So again, lying on your back, extending your legs out in front of you, opposite knee to elbow, getting that shoulder blade off the ground, and then alternating sides. So we'll get started. I'm going to do a total of 20, 10 each side, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. Great work. Now we're back to our drop squats, 30 seconds. We'll get started in 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. Or another option is fast feet. Take out the squat. And rest. Awesome job. Movement number 4, we have our dumbbell snatch. So feet are a bit wider than shoulder width apart. Dumbbell between your feet. And we're going to get started in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So that back nice and straight, pulling the dumbbell in, keeping it nice and close. Straight up, overhead, back down, alternating sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, halfway. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last 2, 15, 16. Awesome work. Now we're back to our skaters, so we'll start them in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So nice and low, back and forth, powering through that standing leg, side to side, those arms moving. Last 5, 3, 2, and rest. Awesome job. So now quick rest. And we're going to move on to our next movement, which is our glute raise. So down, back down on the ground. Again, grabbing that dumbbell if you want to make it more challenging. Starting with your heels in nice and close. You're going to raise up, squeezing your glutes, holding for a couple seconds, pushing those knees out, and then lowering back down. So we'll get started again. Pick the rep scheme you used last time. So I'm going to do 15. 1, 2, 3, nice and controlled. 4, 5, and that core engaged, pushing your heels into the ground. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome job. So we have 2 more high intensity movements, so 2 more 30 seconds of work, and then 1 more set of our strength based, which is our plank pull throughs. We're going to go back to our drop squats for 30 seconds, finishing off. So last set of the drop squats today. We'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. I'm going to put some music back on again. Keep moving. Pick the variation that works for you. Last 10. And rest. Awesome job. So 10 seconds rest, and then we're going to go back to our plank pull throughs. So we're going to get started. So grabbing that dumbbell, starting in that plank position, pulling it through opposite side. So with my left arm, I'm going to pull it through from my right side over to my left. Keeping those hips even, core engaged, squeezing your glutes. I don't want my hips up, so you want to make sure you're in plank position, not downward dog. So keeping those glutes nice and tight, pulling through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, halfway, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Great work. Now on to our last high intensity movement. We're going to finish it off 30 seconds. Skaters, give it all you've got. Let's go, last 30 seconds of the class, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. Nice and fast, nice and low, side to side, keep those arms moving. Great work. Last 10. 3, 2, and rest. Awesome job, guys. That was our class for today. I hope you had a good workout. That was our AFC Move class. Let me know how it went. Let me know how you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.